hospital. That's bad, especially at a time like this.
Oh, how did you hear?
Why? What difference does it make?
I just wanted to know.
I heard it around.
How did you hear he turned it down, Willie?
Be right back, Jack. I want to see what's happening here.
Practice the way I tell you. I'm going to do it the way I want to do it.
Tom, come here. What's going on here?
I don't care if he is your son, Governor. No special rules for him.
Doesn't make any difference to me either way, whether I play or not.
But it does to me. What do you want him to do?
To behave himself like the rest of the boys. 4 times this season he's broken training. He was on the practice field half potted.
Tom, you're going to have to obey the rules. You hear me? You're going to obey the rules.
I put him across, don't I? Every Saturday I put him across. I can still do it drunk or sober. That's all you want, isn't it? For me to put him across so you can big shot it around? Isn't that all you want?
Tom. He's a little high strung. Tom, come here. Tom.
49ers were going to Detroit, and I was introduced to this second team quarterback named Montana. He's very shy, shook hands, he said, "How do you do, sir?" and got on the plane. And halfway through that game, 49ers were losing, and Montana came in the second half, and that's from then on, he was the first team quarterback. But that kind of thing really gave you an extra feeling of belonging to the club. It was football season, and there were Marine football teams, there were Army, Navy, Air Force teams all over Japan and so forth. And the Camp Drake Marines in Tokyo and the Air Force, the parachutists were the best team. They were just beating everybody, and the Marine team had been beaten every game. They lost every game, and the general called me and he said, "Lieutenant," he said, "no Marine team should be this bad, and I know you were in football, so I want you to be the head coach and turn this team around."
Okay.
And I was smart enough to say, well, if the general will see that, just make sure that I get everything I need, I'll do it. He called his adjutant and he said, you give the lieutenant anything he needs to make that team a football team. Well, I knew where all the good football players were, guys from college, Notre Dame and all that. So I called them all in and we started practicing. We had 1 week of practice and then we played a team that I had officiated a few games, and I knew this Itami, ITAMI team, and our team played them, and they had lost to them two or three games earlier. We came in, we skunked them. So from then on, every team we played, we beat them. And then finally they had the playoffs, and they had there were four teams that were going to play 2 in one game and 2 in another game, and we ended up playing the Army team, which was the best team in the Far East from West Point, and we beat them in the Sukiyaki Bowl, which was the runner-up bowl. I mean, which was the semifinal bowl. We beat them 51-6.
Or 52.
And I cleared the bench. Every player got to play. They scored against our third string players, and it was a long run for a touchdown. And the guys were so sorry they had let the rest of the team down. They blocked the conversion, so it was 51-6.
Right,
well,
fantastic.
from then on, we played in the Rice Bowl on January 1st. Had the biggest crowd for football that they'd had in Tokyo, and we beat the Air Force that had won the other team. We beat the Air Force 19-7.
Wow, that's fantastic.
And that's
I'm sure the general's really happy.
the general. I found out later the general bet. Oh, he loved to bet money, and so we gave him a little scare there when they were ahead of us 7-0 at halftime, and then we won 19-7. When I got out of the Marine Corps, Tony offered me a raise and a new contract, but I had to turn it down because of my knee. But I love football. I wanted to stay in the game, so I started refereeing high school football games. Came up here in 1957 was the first start of the alumni club. Frankie Albert started that. And while there was an NFL official on the field that I'd worked high school with. And he said, they're looking for former players to be officials. So I sent my letter in. Next year, 1958, I was an NFL official. And so I managed to stay in the game for a long time that way.